Hi, this is Olaf. I'm the new M50 World Champion from St. George, and we are now basically 10 days after St. George and almost 20 weeks away from Kona. And this is episode 19 of my journey to the Ironman World Championships in Kona and St. George. Right, a quick update. After St. George, what usually happens after races, the first night I couldn't sleep at all. I had a 3 hour sleep because I still had so much adrenaline, so much happiness, caffeine, etc. in my body. And then from the next day I started to feel it a bit more, but then was the travel, which started with the 4 hour delay, and so we arrived only at 1:30 a.m. In the hotel room in Miami. But at least then the last leg went pretty okay to go back to Martinique, back home. So that was quite nice to be back. I haven't done that much, but try definitely to do a bit of exercise every day, in terms of up to sort of an hour, whether it was swim plus bike. I haven't done much running or no running the first few days, and just started. So now we are the second week after St. George, so starting to do a little bit more structured but still quite easy program with sort of 2 hour easy bike and a 30-minute run. Yesterday did a 10 times 300 swim, which really felt horrible today. So slowly getting back into it, and still taking it easy. First block is gonna start next week. We're gonna do a 3-week block, and starting to build up. I was in terms of plans until Kona, I was supposed to do. Initially I thought I was going to do Frankfurt on the 26th, I think, of June, end of June definitely it is, because I have friends in Frankfurt. My father was really happy to also go there and see me, but in the end we probably just go there on a trip and not doing the race. We prefer sort of to get a good training block in. So the idea is really to do one training block here, then go to Europe, spend a bit of time with my father, probably go to Germany, and the idea is to do a little bit of a more professional bike fit, maybe do some diagnostic also, on the treadmill with the so I know you're not totally sure what they're going to check, etc., but just doing a bit of performance tests in order to fine tune maybe even a little bit more the training. Just working a little bit more on those marginal gains, I suppose. But really getting quite excited for what's coming. Usually, after the race, once all the messages, etc., on Instagram and Facebook, etc., disappear, I have usually sort of a bit of a downtime, a sort of post-race depression, you might call it. But that's, I guess, especially true if you don't have another objective already clear in the future. And I feel that to some extent. St. George was, obviously fantastic result. I mean, Jesus, I can call myself world champion. It's Ironman World Champion. As I said, I've worked for this for 10 years, so this is really fantastic. But Kona is definitely going to be another nut to crack. And so, it's some extent for Kona, it was just one competition. It was early in the season. I was super happy it went so well, but there's definitely a lot more work to do, and hopefully we can get through that preparation well. So I'm really quite excited. Looking forward to that, and I think this is starting. The wanting to train is sort of slowly building up again, and so I guess that's one of the reasons why I haven't really felt this sort of mini depression that quite often happens after a race, and which I think is quite normal. But maybe that's still to come. At the moment, I'm still enjoying the time, the downtime. I had a few friends over, quite a lot of more drinking than usual. I'm happy to see that I haven't actually gained any weight. I guess the metabolism is still working. But yeah, as I mentioned, swim felt really horrible this morning, slow but let's see. I have a few people that I know who have COVID, so I'm really hoping I'm not gonna catch that. But if it happens now, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But yeah, I hope I get through that, and looking forward to the next challenge, which is at the end only 20 weeks away now. All right, one more quick thing. I couldn't help but check my competition for Kona. So there were 470 qualifiers in Kona. For St. George. Right now there are already 438 qualifiers in St. George. In terms of finishers, I think there were less than 300 finishers in my age group actually. And so I expect that in Kona to be much higher. There are still a few races, not that many actually, but there's still a few races that will qualify for Kona, so it already gives a pretty good idea, and the competition is nothing like it was in St. George. If you just look at the times under 3:30, there were 15 competitors in St. George who had done under 3:30, and now there are, I think, almost 50. They are, I had the best sort of time, and even with squeezing, even trying my best sort of to squeeze my time down by saying, okay, I can swim a bit faster. So, so based on the last time, sort of, I come to a 8:59 time for me. And even with that time, I have, 3 people that are ahead of me. So, I feel I have to work still a bit harder on the bike. I have probably to produce a bit harder bike. And then, just to really put in a good run. So, I'm really happy to be here in Martinique. The conditions going to be great for the preparation. As I mentioned, I will do one block in Europe, and then come back here through the summer. So looking forward to that. St. George, awesome to have won and to be world champion, but it's not going to be that easy, and I definitely won't be the world champion with the 12 minutes if I don't get really good work in. And so just got to be prepared for that. It's a little bit sort of as expected, but seeing it always makes you realize, okay, there is still there is really strong competition out there, and so it will be exciting to see what happens. And still 20 weeks on this journey. Can't wait. So let's go. And finally, as usual, thanks a lot for watching. Again, the messages also after St. George have been really awesome. Really so much appreciated. a few of you I met in St. George. It was great, to get positive feedback, and yeah, I'm really trying to share as openly and honestly as I can, and hopefully that's useful for a lot of you. Again, ask me questions, put in some comments, like, subscribe, and thanks again for being part of this journey. And let's see how this second part of the year already is gonna go in the preparation for Kona. And happy that you all guys are coming along.